fire. Panicked partygoers ran for their lives out of the basement, up the narrow stairs, and out the door, while others broke windows to escape.
And that is Fox's Stephanie Bennett in London. And again, the investigation continues there. America's listening to Fox News.
In a world where local legends are made, where college dreams take flight, and where the biggest names in sports collide, one man brings you the action, the insight, and the stories that matter. This is Sports Talk for Onslow County and beyond. You're locked in to Sports Talk with Chris Raynor, only on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. It is January 2nd, right? Friday, January 2nd. Robert Farley, our co-host today. May have some other guests popping in from time to time. Where today is a end of the year, beginning of the new year, sports wrap up, talking about the things going on right now in the sports world, things that went on in 2025 of interest, and the good things coming up in 2026. There's some good stuff in 2026. We'll just tease that. Olympics. We'll tease that and some other things going on.
America's 250th birthday.
That is the biggest thing. That's not a sports thing, but buddy, I love the thing they did with the Washington Monument. Did you see that?
I did.
And apparently that's going to run for a while, and it's so refreshing to see stuff lit up in Washington for patriotism in America, not for other things and things that have nothing to do with our country. So once again, I want to welcome Robert Farley. And I don't think I've formally congratulated. Maybe I did last week. Yeah, I think I did. Congratulations on your prognosticator's pick win.
Thank you. I pulled it out there. It was nip and tuck all year with myself, Jerry Allen. I think Harry Brown was right there, and Ashley.
Trying to catch up.
And I think I was down one game to Jerry on the last weekend, and I missed one. He missed two or three. Oh no, we were tied. We were tied going into the weekend. I did. I only missed one.
I think I have microphone issues. Is it not on?
Yeah, it's on.
Can you hear me now?
Can
you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay.
But I pulled it out, and so I'm looking forward to,
man.
I've already cleared a spot in my office for the trophy, the big Waterford crystal that Hollywood has promised me.
That's what's holding office. The Waterford company takes a little while to get that crystal stuff engraved. Okay, don't be expecting Waterford. Really.
Okay, all right.
On that. But it'll be a nice trophy. Ashley does a great job.
He does.
With one of our, I can't remember which one he gets it at, but I know we'll make sure we mention that when we do it. Speaking of mentioning sponsors, we want to mention our fine sponsors here on Sports Talk: National Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Harry Brown, Ryan, Robbie Yates, Chris Hines, and Quentin. Fountain Management: Lisa Thornton and Sandra Fountain. Southern Touch Painting: Roger Carroll. One of our new sponsors towards the end of the year, Ron Prince. He's going to continue on this coming year, all about floors. Ron wanted me to mention, too, what do they got going on? He's got something going on at the end of the year that he wants to make sure everybody knows about. All luxury vinyl plank is on sale until January 31st.
Wow.
Is there a 31st in January? Yeah, January 31st. Okay.
There is.
I got to remember all those little dates like that. I might get him to extend that sale to February 31st.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
But Ron wanted everybody to know that all vinyl luxury plank is on sale till the end of the month. Thank you to Ron for coming on as a sponsor also. Of course, Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jason Humphrey and his crew. Jason does a ton of stuff in the community, sponsoring things. Of course, we announced a couple weeks ago he was sponsoring the Ospreys for this coming year as the title sponsor. High school sports, not just here, down in South Carolina, because he has a big footprint down there. Have you been to Myrtle Beach and seen the Downey's banners and stuff down there?
I have not. I've been to
billboards
Myrtle Beach,
and all that. Yeah, he's expanded his footprint down there and to that area. So Jason's got it going on. Thank you to Downey's. Oh yeah, family. They are.
I've known him for years. I played softball with his dad back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was a few years ago.
Softball together. That was a long time ago.
It's good family lineage. Jason's
absolutely,
good people.
Absolutely, do great things in the community, like you said.
I remember took Jason to a Cardinals game. It was the second or third round where they ended up whipping up on a Harness Central or something.
There,
yeah, and we went up in the press box, and I think it's the first time Bob Warlick had met him. And I remember Bob telling me after, man, that's just a nice guy, good guy. Also want to thank Express Printing, Myron Cross. See them for all your printing needs. Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley. See them for all your driving needs.
Yeah.
I drove back a car for him this past week, bringing back from South Carolina, and the lot's starting to get full again. He's always had a great selection, but after the first of the year, he's really going to get it
Have you
rolling
gotten
there.
to drive a Tesla yet?
No, I think he stays away from the electric stuff.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, too much unknown and overhead and all that stuff. I have not drove a Tesla. I've never drove an electric car before.
I've rode in one several times on Ubers.
Is it a lot quieter, obviously?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Sounds kind of creepy, don't it?
Yeah.
When you hear them coming down the road, you hear that alien spacecraft sound. I guess they do that to make sure people can actually hear it.
Yeah, I went on a trip to Atlanta last summer, and we took like 3 Uber rides, and all 3 were Teslas.
Electric vehicles.
Yeah.
All right, but thank you once again to Onslow County Motor Company and Ben Beasley. Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer. Big shout out to Bill Mercer. I know the voting just ended over Christmas for the Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission Hall of Fame, and myself and Bill have really been, wanting to get Rick Morton in the Hall of Fame. One of the best golfer ever to come out of Onslow County by far.
I agree.
At this point, and he's very deserving. So hopefully that'll come through. We're having our announcement of the Hall of Fame class from the Sports Commission in late January.
Awesome.
We'll have an episode where we're doing it live there from the Sports Commission, from their Hall of Fame room. Have you been to the Hall of Fame room?
I think I've been there one time.
Well, we already do that. If you want to come on. It's got all the
Yep.
plaques and the pictures and everything
I've
around
had
the
a
wall.
couple meetings there, and I remember checking it out. This was years ago, though.
And we might, before leading up to the show, try and put out something a listing or something of all. Of course, it's on their website, playjosc.com.
We had a Hall of Famer here last show.
We did, yes. We've had several on the show. Ellis Dillahunt, of course, Phil Padgett, started the show, was Hall of Famer. Ray Durham, Chuck Martin. I'm sure there's several that I'm just not thinking of right now, but there's had a ton of them as guests. And that would be a good lead into that show, too, is to have, a couple of guests we haven't had that are in the Hall of Fame. Also want to thank Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. It's that time of year, man. It's going to get cold again this week. Have you
It's
seen
cold
the
one day
forecast?
and it's hot the next day.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I saw one of a guy from a heating and air place out at Bear Trail one day. It was a different company, but he was talking about that warm spell that come up. Man, it gave them a time to take a little break, to breathe again, because we had that cold snap that started popping everything. I also want to thank Jones LP Gas there in Verona. Today's $11 cylinder refill day every Friday. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, if you want to go get your teeth fixed this time of year. Special thanks to Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. He'll be rolling in here. He keeps us well fed, as you can tell. He'll be rolling in here with some cheeseburgers and BLTs.
Love it.
Me too. I love to mash them together and make a cheeseburger BLT. You can also catch our podcast. You can relive today's show and years of past Sports Talk episodes. The Sports Talk experience is waiting for you. Just search WSME Radio on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and stay connected to every episode. They go back a long way. And you can also go back even further at the online version, WSME971.com. You can actually see the old podcast from Phil's shows with some of the great guests he had, some of the great moments with Coach Padgett, and, all the episodes from then on. We're also on Facebook at Freedom971 WSME. Let's wave to Facebook and the YouTube world. And our studio hotline is 910-346-2248. 910-346-2248. If you have a burning question about any particular sports topic going on, there's really not much going on in the sports world right now.
No,
is there?
it's kind of slow.
Yeah, kind of slow. Actually, it's popping, buddy.
Yeah.
Yesterday being January 1st, and then you had New Year's Eve. Let's start with New Year's Eve. Did you see that coming?
I did. Miami's playing well right now. They were borderline getting in the championship.
Well, in some people's mind, yeah.
And they were third place team in the ACC, and everybody kind of wrote them off. And I tell you, they're strong on the lines. O-line, D-line is legit.
Yeah, I
They've got
noticed
a lot of
that.
NFL prospects, and as Bob Sanders mentioned this last week, those lines they're important. You can find skill players.
Yeah.
Quarterback and your two lines are the heartbeat of the team, and their D-line is legit. They chased that guy around all game, and
Very athletic, too.
shutout, wasn't it? I think it was
No, in the shutout, it was 24-14.
24. That's right.
Yeah, over Ohio State, who a lot of people thought are still the front runner. A lot of people thought of Ohio State as the front runner, even though Indiana's undefeated and beat Ohio State. I think a lot of people thought of Ohio State as the front runner
it's
just
kind of
because
funny.
of their
The
pedigree.
Miami quarterback was at Georgia last year.
No, say it ain't so.
Yeah, he was.
It's so hard to tell the players nowadays
But supposedly he was the highest paid transfer quarterback.
in the entire country.
Yeah, he
Even
get
more
paid
than
$4
the
million.
dude from Tennessee that
He can
was a
pay
bust.
$4 million. Yeah.
How about that? We talk a lot about the NIL and the transfer portal. The kid from Tennessee leaves a winning program at Tennessee, goes to UCLA where they really struggled this year.
Well, what's really funny is they both switched quarterbacks.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the UCLA quarterback went to Tennessee. They flipped. It's like they did a trade or something.
If you can do NIL, I guess you can do trades.
I guess that's where it's headed.
It's kind of like
Free
an
agent every
informal
week.
trade, I guess.
And the transfer portal opened today. So I read this morning. Yeah, it opened today. I read this morning. There's 1,100 names already in there officially.
Well, have you heard of any opt-outs from the playoff teams? I have not heard of
some
any.
backups.
Like ones that didn't think they'd play
yeah,
anyway.
some guys that weren't
They want to
playing.
go ahead and jump in the portal and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But not any of the stars like you see from the other
No,
the other
I'm
games.
sure they will though once their season's over.
Well, before we get back to the college football playoff teams, I want to talk about a game that I saw the other night. I'm trying to find it here. It was USC and who did they play?
They played
TCU.
TCU.
USC was ranked 16 in the country. Great game. Did you end up staying up? It
did.
lasted
I
after
watched it.
midnight. It just had a great finish. And the thing that struck me about it was
Went in overtime.
it went into overtime, but these kids were both sides. Some of them were, reserves playing because of opt-outs. They played their guts out. It
They did.
reminded me of old college football, did it not you?
Yeah, they did.
It looked like a college football game instead of the crap we're hearing nowadays with NIL, transfer portal, changing the game. Both those teams, and I guess that's what made it better for me is I didn't really know the superstars on these teams. I didn't know who was out. But when I watched the game, I could not tell the difference. I saw two teams fighting it out. And that's what college football used to be. So hopefully they can get back to that. Since we're on the 30th, that was on December 30th. TCU did end up winning
They did in
30
overtime,
to
yeah.
27. Coastal Carolina was playing a bowl game and led most of the game, and Louisiana Tech kind of stretched out at the
Yeah, I
end.
didn't see that one.
The aforementioned Tennessee that we talked about, they lost 30 to 28 to Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois had a really good year.
Yep.
Who would have thought Illinois and Indiana would have had the years they've had?
Go figure.
I don't think Indiana was on. They had kind of broke through a little last year, but I don't think anybody thought they would do what they were doing.
Yesterday's the first time I've sat and watched a whole Indiana game.
They look
They're
good, didn't they?
legit.
And a lot
I
of
didn't
people
realize how good they were.
I think overestimate or underestimated their quarterback. I know he won the Heisman, but that kid can throw the ball.
He can.
He make good
He
panther
came from the
material.
ACC, by the way,
Which team?
California.
That's right, Cal. So jumping forward to New Year's Eve, let's get the other games first before we get back to that Miami game. How about Duke? 40 in a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
42 to 29 over Arizona
39.
State.
42-39.
42-39, you're right. Utah 44 to 22 over Nebraska. Vanderbilt lost to Iowa. Vanderbilt's quarterback did not play well that game. The one
I didn't
that got
watch
so
that
much
game.
hype. Yeah, didn't. They were down a lot early on, and they made it competitive towards the end, but they were down by a couple of touchdowns most
I
of the
was
game.
torn. I was watching college basketball.
And what the heck happened to Iowa? 34 points?
Yeah.
That's almost half a season for Iowa some years. You had Texas beating Michigan 41 to 27, and then the game we
Hey,
talked
there's
about.
Mallory.
There's Mallory on the air, Chris's daughter. Welcome, Mallory. Then the game we talked about that kind of kicked off the quarterfinals in the college football playoffs. You had Ohio State coming in. I think most people thought it was a foregone conclusion that Ohio State would be Miami.
I think their Ohio State quarterback, he was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Miami defense just had him rattled.
Oh, how about the one pick six?
Yeah.
You just could see it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, on the play, you can see that guy stepping up.
A lot of really good defensive plays.
Yeah,
in
a
the
lot of
quarterfinal
defensive
games.
plays. Miami's defense really stepped up in that game. So then let's transport forward to yesterday, January 1st. You had the rest of the quarterfinals. The first one out of the gate was it Texas Tech, the first game?
Yep, Texas Tech, Oregon.
I don't think anybody saw that one
They won the
coming.
Orange Bowl.
That was the shutout.
I picked Oregon. I thought.
Well, I think a lot of people thought we were going to win, but I don't know if they thought they went 23-0.
I know. They're, again, Oregon's defense really showed up because they were a little mad from their first game because they gave up a ton of points to James Madison. Mm-hmm. They're pretty upset about that game, and, man, they sure turned it around and played great defense. And, again, everybody was saying Texas Tech, they spent a lot of money in the portal. They pretty much bought a team because they came from nowhere. ran through the Big 12, and then their quarterback, I guess, was inexperienced, and he had a rough game.
Well, that was the fifth game. Actually, the fifth game was Miami and Ohio State. That was the fifth game of teams that got a bye in the first round.
And they're 0 for 5.
0 and 5 at that point. 0 and 6 after the Oregon
that made
game.
it 0 and 6.
And I think a lot of people thought that Oregon should have been the 4th seed anyway, kind of the way it shook out. But Texas Tech was the 4th seed, so they had the first round bye. So at that point before the Indiana-Alabama game, you had the 2 years of the first round bye. All the teams with byes were 0 and 6.
Yep.
I mean, and everybody, harped on that, and it's a valid point. I just think laying out that week when everybody else is playing, I think it hurts you.
I mean, I think I read or saw somewhere where they were off for 24 days.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
And used to, remember in the old bowl system, a lot of teams were like that.
Yep.
But the team you were playing was like that too. They hadn't just played the week before.
I think they'll change it. I think they're going to make some adjustments on that.
I'd say go to 16. What do you think?
Well, they probably will.
16 adds, more games, obviously, has 4 more games. But it also, if you're not in the top 16, you probably don't have a chance.
I would like to see more teams hosting like the first round. That's pretty neat that all the stadiums are sold out. You looked at the Orange Bowl yesterday. That thing was half empty.
For the Orange Bowl, for college football
players,
playoffs, that was a little weird.
I mean, Oregon's pretty far away to go to Miami, and they'll have some changes. They'll fix the layoff because everybody's screaming about that. I mean, you shouldn't have more than 2 weeks off. 10 days to 2 weeks.
Everybody
off.
should have the same time, so it all
Almost a
matches
month's
up.
way too long.
And when you look at that, it happened in baseball a couple years ago that the 4 teams that had to bye, all 4 lost.
Oh yeah.
Baseball is even more crucial to be out there playing every day instead of just hitting fungos and shagging fly balls and
because when you have that long time off, you can't really. You're not going to go out there and beat each other up at practice. No. You're really not.
It's not the same competitive nature.
No.
You kind of get out of the groove a little bit. All right, so here's the trivia question for down the road in future years. The first team to have a bye that actually won, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Number 1 seed.
They look great.
Oh, they did. They look very
play like
formidable.
That the next game and the next game, ain't nobody beating them.
Yeah. We'll get to who they're playing next here in a minute, but jumped all over Alabama, 38-3. You think the Alabama coach is on the hot seat?
No, he's not. I don't think. Because there was a lot of schools after him, and he pretty much turned every one of them down.
So he thinks it's pretty solid.
Being a rumor, he was going to Penn State, then he was going to Michigan, and those jobs are filled. So no, I think he's fine. They were playing a little better. They were hurt. They won the regular season of the SEC, which is legit. I mean, their only really true bad loss was Florida State. That was a bad loss.
And that was very early in the year.
That was the first game of the year.
We're going to jump into the other quarterfinals when we come back. We're going to take our first break here on Sports Talk.
Rick D's and the Daily D's. Weekday mornings, 6 till 11 on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available, and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint it, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Santa knows how to save energy during the holidays. To stay cozy and warm in his workshop, the elves added weather stripping around doors and windows to keep the cold drafts out. Also, Santa sets the thermostat to 68 degrees. He turns it down even more if he has a house full of elves, since they generate lots of warmth. How does Santa know so much? He regularly visits the Energy Center tab at joemc.com to keep up with all of the tips to save energy this holiday season and the rest of the year.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, has proudly served
served the heating and cooling needs of our community since 1967. Now, we've expanded our expert services to include professional residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, as well as full-service residential and commercial plumbing. Make sure your home or business stays powered through any storm with a Generac generator. We have units in stock and ready to install today. Cleaner air means better breathing. Let us improve your indoor air quality with our professional air duct cleaning services. And remember, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergencies. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with convenient locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit us online at humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Are you in a rental home? If so, just call Fountain Management at 910-455-1609. Are you in need of a new property manager for your rentals? If so, call Fountain Management at 910-455-1609. Or just stop by our office located at 255 Williamsburg Parkway and ask for Lisa Thornton or Sandra Fountain. They will be more than happy to assist you. Lisa or Sandra can share all available properties that would meet your needs or a property management package that would meet your needs. Give us a call today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and you can get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. That's code SUPPLY for up to a $5 cashback bonus.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor, co-host Robert Farley with us today, the prognosticators picks champion for 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Trophy presentation is on the way.
All right. Can't wait.
Get that
I
in the
already got a
next.
spot in the office for you.
Already picked out and dusted off?
I do. I have.
Well, congratulations. You did a good
thank
job. Jerry Allen had won 2 years in a row. Congrats to Jerry on that, and will still finish second this year. Harry Brown's been right there at the top every year, too. Harry knew that he had to make up some ground, so I think he picked some that he probably normally wouldn't have picked, but he wouldn't have made up the ground anyway if they didn't win. So he took a couple of long shots at the end, and it was a good competitive thing this year. There was a bunch within 5 or 10 of the lead.
And did you finish in last place again?
I did. My Stallions hurt me again this year. I'm looking forward to a breakout season. Coach Garvey in his second year.
Why don't you have Hollywood pick in this?
Right.
Hey, man. He's been around enough to know which teams are good.
Yeah. I'm not a great sports connoisseur, I guess you could say.
Connoisseur.
I've learned a lot being around Chris. He's taught me so much, this guy.
Did you check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction?
I did not.
That's your expertise.
It is. I also don't get cable.
What?
He don't get a lot of news.
Yeah. Okay.
They have to pipe in sunshine down there. He doesn't get a lot of the
smoke signals.
Yeah, smoke signals.
Okay. All right.
He's a day or two behind.
So you started that fire in Carteret
Yeah,
County.
don't say that.
There's a fire down there.
Oh man, don't say
I read
that.
yesterday.
Is it in the forest again?
Somewhere in the forest in Carteret County.
Yeah, towards Havelock, that area.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need some rain. Let's get rain
A
tomorrow.
lot of peat moss there likes to burn.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
I was supposed to pour tomorrow, so that should put it out.
Great.
Speaking of pouring, we were talking about that's a bad segue. We were talking about the the record after the buys in the college football playoff. It was 0-6 until Indiana. They didn't just go ahead and win; they just obliterated Alabama 38-3. It wasn't even a game. So you got 1-6 headed into the last game. The last game was Ole Miss and Georgia. Georgia was the team that had the bye. Great game.
That was an awesome game.
We were listening to it coming back from the Hurricanes debacle last night, and just sounded like a great game. I wish I could have watched it.
It was legit. Place was slam packed. It was, and Kirby Smart, his post game press conference said it felt like he was on the road because there was so many Ole Miss fans that went to.
What's the Sugar Bowl?
Sugar Bowl in Louisiana.
In New Orleans, Georgia and Ole Miss. And I think they need to get bowls back to being regional, too. Obviously, the Belk Bowl, the Mayo Bowl, whatever you have at Carolina.
Tonight.
It is, and it's Wake Forest. They usually try to get a local team because, obviously, that sells tickets.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when the Sun Bowl would be on, and Carolina fans or state fans would travel across country and almost fill it up. But it just doesn't happen. It's not happening.
First
right
year
now.
I didn't go to an NC State bowl game in 3 years.
Where was it at again?
We played in the Gasparilla Bowl.
But where is that? Tampa. Okay.
I mean, it's an 8-hour drive.
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
Tampa this time of year is a lovely place.
Yeah.
And of course they jumped all over them.
Well, I had a sour taste in my mouth. I went to the Military Bowl last year. We played East Carolina, and they beat us. So.
Yeah. And that's another one. ECU 2-0 in the Military Bowl last 2 years.
East Carolina?
Big shout out to Dakota Marshall, good buddy of ours that he's a huge East Carolina fan, and he went to the Military Bowl. I'm sure he enjoyed that game.
There's several Jacksonville players that played East Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Got the taste of victory.
Yep. And we were talking about the
beat ACC team Pitt.
I saw that, but did you see the one play that was just so awful? I know you're official, but an inadvertent whistling.
Oh,
we listened and listened, never heard it on the replays.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't know if it. Who knows? It might have been somebody on the sideline.
Everybody thought it was an ACC fix.
Well, I don't think so because they recovered afterwards. Now, granted, you had that play, then you had a holding call on ECU, then a scoop six, so it looked really bad.
Yeah.
But ECU roared back. I mean, and that's the thing that really struck me about their coach. What's his last name? Blake, I think.
Blake Harrell.
Blake Harrell, yeah. Coach Harrell did not. You didn't see him jumping up and down on the sidelines. I mean, he argued it because it was a bad call, but he went on with the game. So many times I think teams and coaches, players linger on a bad call that you get out of your groove.
You just got to go to the next play.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to change it.
You can't control it. Just go to the next play.
Once it's official, you can't change it. So go ahead and start playing. But the last game last night.
Give them a shout out though. Their quarterback left in the transfer. They had a whole bunch of guys left. They had both their offensive defense coordinator has taken other jobs, and so they were short players.
Once again, that's what I'm saying.
Their
resilience. They just step up. They don't linger on things you can't change.
That says a lot about their coach.
Unfortunate too that it's unfortunate that East Carolina's program is always going to be that one where people go to until they get to that next level, and I think they can. But it's so sad that so many players will go there, make a name for themselves, and leave. And it's a great program.
Maybe I wouldn't mind them joining the ACC. I mean, they're a little more competitive in other sports. Their baseball's really good. Basketball's not been great.
I think that's one of the things hurting the ACC.
But their baseball could compete. I mean, they play all the ACC schools pretty much non-conference, and hold their own for sure.
Their baseball's strong.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's some of the other sports like the non-revenue sports.
They won 9 football games this year.
Yeah. Let's see. Duke won 9-2. State won 9. Right.
We won 8. We won 8-5. Yeah.
Wake Forest can win 9.
I believe so.
So Duke, I think, claimed the title of state champion because they beat the others. But ECU just didn't get to play them.
No.
Yeah. But in talking with Dakota Marshall, big ECU alum, and of course played there and starred there, and now is big in the Pirate Club. I think he was saying that some of the ACC schools, I think it's the basketball thing that's holding them back from giving ECU. Because I think they'd be a great fit.
Well, they have decent facilities. I mean, they do. Minji's Coliseum is not bad.
I think it holds more than Cameron does, don't it?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to both. It doesn't hold as well. I've actually reffed several basketball games at Minji's.
Have you ever reffed one at Cameron?
I have not. That's it's being a private school.
I didn't know if they ever did state championships.
No, North Carolina High School Association had never had games there. They've always added a Raleigh at the Reynolds or at the Dean Smith Center. So.
Reynolds is a great facility. For
awesome place. I wish we played more men's basketball games there, but we can't. Only holds 5,000 people.
How many do they do a year there? Just one?
One. We have a heritage game. Play once a year, so.
Well, getting back, we're going to finish up the college football playoffs and give the matchups for next week. The Georgia-Ole Miss game was just a knockout game. A lot of people are really pulling for Ole Miss because
Lane Kiffin left, and there was some debate whether he was going to show up or not, but he didn't go. There's 7 assistant coaches that have already signed to go to LSU that are still at Ole Miss.
And he's letting them coach.
He's letting them coach. And now I read this morning on ESPN.com that he don't know if he's going to allow all of those guys to go back and help them play their next game because the transfer portal opens today. So starting this weekend, you're going to have all these prospective guys that want to go visit Ole Miss or LSU, go visit, meet the position coaches, but they're trying to game plan for their next game against Miami. So I don't know what's going to happen. This is going to be interesting, and they play next Thursday, I think.
And unfortunately, there's sour grapes on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't let him coach and finish out the season, which you can't really blame him for him leaving them like that. They've done really well without him, but then again, they still have their same
So now there's
coaches.
going to be, if Miami wins, and there's going to be a built-in excuse, well, we had 7 coaches, and most of them are offensive coaches, and they just weren't focused. They were more worried about next year and getting the players for LSU. So this is going to be an interesting week for Ole Miss for sure.
I was hoping that they'd be able to coach, the coaches that are left there because, they've done a fantastic job without, the figurehead there.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but by winning that quarterfinal game, I think you get $8 million.
Really?
The school does. And all the other conferences, they split the money after expenses. Like the Big Ten, SEC, those schools, they split the money among all the schools. Well, with the Clemson Florida State lawsuit, now they changed it. So now that Miami gets to keep all that money, they don't share with the ACC.
That'll sure help NIL
so
a little bit.
$14 million they've won so far, winning their first 2 games.
What if they win the next one? What's that?
They get, I don't know how much it is.
That's going to be a game, too. The way Miami's playing, and Ole Miss, that'll be the next quarterfinal game. That'll be this coming Thursday at 7:30, and then Friday at 7:30 be Oregon and Indiana.
Yeah.
I see both of those being potentially great games.
They should. Well, I don't know. If Indiana plays like they did, I don't see how Oregon can hang with them.
Yeah, Oregon's still very athletic, and they're Oregon, but Indiana, if they keep rolling like they're rolling, they're gonna be tough.
Yeah, they look unbeatable. So,
and a side note for Oregon, they landed the kid from Reedsville that's one of the top recruits in the country. I heard he's already enrolled there.
Oh, he's there. He's practicing. Yeah.
He went in and graduated and headed out there, and so getting things started for next year. It'd be cool to see a player from the area, from North Carolina out that way, but that's a long way to go.
And the Ole Miss kicker that hit a 57-yard and a 55-yard and hit the game winners from North Carolina, by the way.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Cornelius, North Carolina.
Yeah, he played at Davidson, some school in Davidson
County
Prep or something.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the kid from Reedsville stays at Oregon. That's a long way off, man.
I think he's getting a bag. I think Nike's paying him a lot of money.
So you think it's just more of a money thing?
Because when Bill Belichick came in last year, they tried to get him to stay in home, but I think he's pretty set on going to Oregon because they're going to let him play both sports.
Didn't quite get enough offered from the local teams?
No, can't mess with that dollar. So
well, let's switch gears to the NFL, our Panthers report. Jason Humphrey and Downey Segan Air sponsoring our Panthers report. Jason's a big Panthers guy, big Hurricanes guy. He loves the local teams, and we're proud of him for sponsoring them. Looking at the games, of course, the first one up, Panthers, man, what is the deal with this win-lose? It's been 5 cycles. So the last 10 games has been exactly 1 loss. That's crazy.
Well, if it holds serve, we should win this weekend, right?
And I keep saying eventually it's going to break the streak, but I've been saying that for the last 6 games.
Well, last week's game was not a bad loss because Seattle's legit.
It wasn't bad, but they just played terrible.
Offense played terrible.
Yeah, Bryce Young, 54 yards passing.
54 yards passing. You're not going to win a lot of games to him.
And I think as a team total, it was like 40 because you take the sacks away.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I hear so many people saying that Seattle had a great scheme. keeping everything, not letting them have the deep ball, just making it so to where there was actually nothing available deep. That's why they didn't try the deep shots.
The good news for the Panthers, Baker Mayfield's banged up a little bit. He was on the injury report this week.
2 injuries now. It's not just the one that's been bothering him. It's the knee and the shoulder,
I think they've lost 6 out of 7. Tampa Bay has.
I think they've lost 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah, something like that.
The only thing worse is our buddy Tim Foster. The only thing worse is his Colts. They have just 8-2, and now they're all of a sudden 8-9. I think 8-8.
8-8, I think.
Yeah, they lost 6 in a row, so they're 8-8. That's right. It's a 17-game season now, which is weird.
But if the Panthers can pull it out, then they,
So here's the scenario:
get a home playoff game too.
Panthers win, you win the division, so they get a home playoff game. The Panthers can still get in by losing.
They can.
If Atlanta wins and the Panthers lose, you have a 3-way tie for first place at 8-9. It goes to common opponents record. So the first tiebreaker would be the record between the Panthers, the Bucks, and the Falcons. Their record against each other. Panthers would be 3-1. The Bucks would be 2-2, and the Falcons would be 1-3 if those things happen.
Yep.
So it's not the first time that a team has gone into the playoffs with a losing record. Of course, the Panthers did it 7-9 several years ago. But the thing is, when they were 7-9 that year, they won their first game. So NFL is it's just a crapshoot, isn't it?
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. I mean,
no, like Forrest said about the box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get that week. You can have it is so weird, some of their wins and losses, and there's so many people out there shouting conspiracy theories about the NFL scripted and Vegas is involved.
We go on the road, beat the Packers, we beat the Rams. And then we lose twice to New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I think, let me pull it up, but I think between the Packers and the Rams win, those are 2 high-level teams.
And the Packers sounds like they've thrown in a towel for this weekend. They're starting an unknown quarterback because what's their quarterback for Green Bay?
Green Bay,
he got Love, Jordan Love. He got hurt. And so he's sitting out.
He's probably sitting out this week because I think this game doesn't affect him. I think they're locked in at the 7 spot, which will probably mean they won't play the Panthers. Though.
No.
The Panthers will play the 5 team or the Seahawks, depending on who wins that game. Looking at the Panthers roller coaster season, they beat the Cowboys, they beat the Jets, and they beat the Dolphins back to back. Dolphins, Cowboys, and Jets, 3 games in a row.
I was at the Dolphin game, and they came back. They were losing the whole game and came back.
I was on a cruise watching it in Miami, so I was getting grief because I was wearing my jersey from the Dolphins fans, but then they roared back to win that one. So they win those 3 to get above 500. They lose to the Bills badly, 40-9. Just a terrible game. Then they go to Green Bay, like you said, and beat the Packers, 16-13. That's a top-flight win.
Yep.
Not as top-flight as it was at that time. Then the very next week, come home and we go to this game as 17-7 stinker against the Saints. You beat the Packers at Lambeau. You come back home and lose to the Saints 17-7. So then they decide they go down to Atlanta and beat the Falcons at Atlanta 30-27 in overtime.
Yep.
They pretty much dominated the Falcons. Me and Scott Smith have talked about it. He's a Falcons fan. Bryce Young, if he ever loses his starting job, which is possible in the next few years, his manager needs to sign, or his agent needs to sign him to a 1-week contract for whatever team is playing the Falcons.
We could have had what's the guy in plays for the Texans, the quarterback. We could have had him, but we chose Bryce Young over him.
And the thing is, and a lot of people said that, but he kind of had a little swoon himself. It wasn't quite as good, and then Bryce Young was playing better, so everybody thought it was evening out. But I just think I'd love to get a mobile quarterback that's a little more size.
Yeah, he's 5'9".
Yeah, 5'9". They say 5'10". 5'10", 200. If he's 200 pounds, he's like Barney Fife wearing his dog tag.
Typically, Alabama quarterbacks don't do great in the NFL.
That's true. And we're going to talk more about the Panthers when we return. Be right back on Sports Talk.
This is your radio station, WSME.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2024 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
In this fast-paced world, common sense is still important. When it comes to marketing insurance in any form, companies take advantage of sound bites, expressly meant to fool you into thinking things are easier than they are. These 1-800-LIFE insurance folks will lead you to believe they have a quicker, faster way of attaining this essential coverage for your family. They don't. Some folks are healthier than others and get approved faster. The process is the same for everybody. That's why you need an agent, especially if it doesn't cost you 1 penny more. At Bartley Insurance Services in Jacksonville, we are there for you from start to finish, locally owned and operated. In this world that is rapidly moving us away from each other, it's important to rely on people you know and trust for your life and health insurance. I am Bill Mercer. Please call my son Drew or me at 910-346-2170. We want to be your agents. Thank you.
It's Sports Talk Live on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor, co-host Robert Farley with us today. Hurricanes fan, Robert Farley.
I am.
Have you been to a game this year?
I have not.
It's time to go, man.
Yeah, I know.
Looking at the, we were talking about the Panthers and their roller coaster season, the Carolina Panthers. Hurricanes are right there with them. They're not win-loss, 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 but it's like little stretches. They're very streaky this year. Since our last broadcast last Friday, they played 4 games in a week because everybody's getting the games in before the Olympic break.
Yep.
The Olympic break this year, instead of having an all-star break, National Hockey League will have an Olympic break. All the players will go play for their countries. I don't know if you saw the news, but Seth Jarvis did not get picked by the Canadian team.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he led them in that Four Nation thing last year. But I think the injury had something to do with it too.
Well, he still might, get in if somebody that gets hurt or something.
I'm sure he's a first alternate probably, but I think it has to do with that nagging injury he's had where he broke his ribs and stuff. Broken ribs, I could see hurting trying to skate.
Yeah,
I could see hurting trying to breathe. But since we last were here, the Canes they had lost 3 in a row the week before. That was after winning 5 in a row. So they went 5 in a row.
3 games they all led.
Yeah.
Going into the third and just fell apart in the third period.
Yep, they had won 5 in a row. Then they lost 3 in a row in all games where they were up multiple goals.
Yep.
Up 2-0, 3-0 in a couple of games, and then just blew it later in the game. Especially the game to Florida where they were up 3-0 in the third period and let them score 5 goals.
We just can't beat Florida.
Yeah, they're a little more physical than we are. Now, the Canes did pick up a guy off waivers. They're supposed to be a good hitter, very physical, so hopefully that'll help. But after that debacle, we talked about last Friday, the day after Christmas, about how they had Detroit coming in, which is one of the better teams. They're leading the other division there. They beat Detroit 5-2. So one of the better teams, they beat 5-2. Then they beat the Rangers 3-2 in overtime. Then 2 stinkers in a row. They go up to Pittsburgh and get blasted 5-1.
Yep.
The game last night, we were there at Lenovo Center watching it. 6 minutes into the first period, down 2-0. And that's with Bussey in goal, the better goalie. And we're sitting there thinking, oh, it's one of those games. Might as well, second period, we'll be headed home.
How was the crowd last night?
It was great. Within the next 10 minutes, the Canes scored 4 goals, up 4-2. And you're thinking the exact opposite. That's what this season has been like, though. The exact opposite. We're going to blow them out, and then great game. They allow 5 more goals, and we only get 1 more goal. So end up losing 7-5. One of the goals was an empty netter at the end, but lost 7-5. 7 goals with your top goalie in goal.
Not good.
It's not good, and the goaltending is not perfect. But I watched a little bit more of the defense around the net and everything. Our defense is just not good right now.
Making too many mistakes.
Well, you got Slavin out, and it looks like effort. Hearing Jordan Stahl on the air leaving last night, listening to him on the radio coming home, he's the captain. He's very upset with the effort. Hockey, you got to hustle all the time to be in the right places, make little plays like knocking a puck away that keeps them from passing to another guy to score. It might not be that guy that's going to score, but your defensive play stops the next guy. And I think they're just not where they need to be on defense. They're getting ready to find out where they're at real quick. Have you seen the next 2 opponents?
I have not.
The next opponent is the Colorado Avalanche. That'll be on Saturday. Then Sunday they're at New Jersey, and Tuesday at home against Dallas.
Yeah, they play at home on Saturday, and our NC State, we're playing Virginia. The game's at 11 a.m., our basketball game.
Oh, really?
Because there's a hockey game that night, so they moved the game up to 11. I don't ever remember us playing a college basketball game.
And which day is that?
Saturday. Yeah.
So the hockey game will be at night?
Yeah. The hockey game, they need 3 or 4 hours to change it over.
Oh, it's amazing the way they do it.
It does.
If you want to see a cool video, go on YouTube and watch the time-lapse video.
I've actually done the double one time. I went to a state basketball game. And
they did it like twice last year. Yeah.
Hurricane game, same day. It's pretty neat.
But the next opponents they got, the New Jersey Devils. They've struggled a little bit lately, but they're still 21-7. Still a very good team. But then Colorado Saturday, number 1 team in the NHL.
Yep.
The Hurricanes are still leading the East Division with 51 points, but the Colorado Avalanche is leading the Western Division or Western Conference, 67 points.
Wow.
That's how big a difference it is between the West and the East.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You got to make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs and start winning. And that's the thing we've talked about. And also, before I leave that though, Dallas Tuesday night is the second highest team in the NHL with 57 points. And they're in the same division, so that's a crazy division. Yeah. But we talked about the Hurricanes.
There's Billy.
Hey, Mr. Billy Grissett. Thank you, sir.
Can't wait to dive into one of them cheeseburgers.
Glad y'all had a Merry Christmas, too. Take care, Billy. Thank you for everything. Billy Grissett and Helen's Kitchen, man, unbelievable. The food that they bring us is it's good to have them as a sponsor to do that. That's just
I love
awesome
that place.
If you ever get a chance, go up to Helen's, and they got some good stuff.
They do.
Their lunch specials, they got a shrimp plate that's the bomb. Oh, I meant to talk to Billy about that. Might do shrimp one day. Just bring a whole basket
I don't
of
know
shrimp.
if I want shrimp for breakfast.
I can eat shrimp any day of the week.
Now, cheeseburgers,
Any time of the day.
Cheeseburgers are good 24/7.
So finishing up with the Canes, this weekend's going to tell them a lot. Saturday, the best team in the NHL, the Avalanche comes in. Sunday, they're at Jersey, I think. Yeah, at Jersey. And then Tuesday.
My question is, do we because our other goalie's out for the year, do we at the trade deadline? Do we?
I think so. But finishing up, let me finish that real quick. Tuesday, they got the Stars coming in. If that's a great game because the guy that didn't want to play for Carolina last year, Mikko Rantanen, and wanted to get traded to Dallas, he's coming back home the first time. So that place is going to be on fire.
We get booed a few times.
Oh, a few times, yeah. But talking about what you were saying about the goalie situation, Frederick Anderson is like 0-6-2 or 0-7-2 in his last 9 starts. Just ain't getting it.
You score 5 goals. You should feel pretty good about winning, and we gave up 7, of course.
And of course, that was the better goalie last night, Bussey.
Yeah,
unfortunately, but they got to do something about the goaltending. Pyotr Kochekov was the second goalie primarily, and he's out for the year with that injury you talked about.
Yeah,
so they're gonna have to do something to shore up the goaltending situation.
A lot of
and
the season
defense.
left, though. We're still in good shape.
It is, and that's one of the things about being a Hurricanes fan. There were several years they didn't make the playoffs in a row, like 10 years, 8-10 years. Then they made it the last 6 or 8 under Rod Brindamore. Well, of course, everybody wants to go to that next level and win the Stanley Cup. We've seen great teams through the year. I want them to get great at the end of the year this year.
Yep.
So I want them to stay right there in the hunt, make the playoffs, and like you said, get hot at playoff time. Ready for that break?
We do have a few injuries too right now.
Yeah, they do.
You guys are
hopefully
out.
Slavin will be back soon. He's a key cog in that defense. We're going to take our last break. When we come back, we'll do This Day in Sports History. We'll be right back.
97.1.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, our Jacksonville and Richlands offices are now proud members of the Lane & Associates family. Here, you'll find the perfect blend of the latest dental technology with the personal care and attention you deserve, all to give you an amazing dental experience. We welcome patients of all ages and accept all major insurance plans, including military. For over 40 years, Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving families across North Carolina. And now we're here for you with convenient locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call us today at 877-LANE-DDS or visit us online at lanedds.com. That's Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where beautiful smiles begin.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Hey, did you hear? Daikin, the #1 air conditioner manufacturer in the world, has teamed up with Down East Heating and Air Conditioning.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Down East and Daikin? Now that's a cool combination. Let Down East put its award-winning team to work for you. One-day install on heating and air system changeouts and no cooking on install day. Dinner is on us.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit proimagenc.com. That's proimagenc.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
If you're looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best to make your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, Terry, or Dave. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? OCMC will finance most anybody. Great selection. Great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends. Call today, 910-355-7066.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. It's Friday, January 2nd. big doings in the sports world with the college football playoffs. Panthers, we want to finish that up before we jump into this day in sports. Here's what basically has to happen. We talked about if the Panthers win, they're in.
Yep.
If the Panthers win or lose and Atlanta wins, then the Panthers are still in. And they would host a playoff game no matter what.
And they play Saturday at 4:30.
Saturday at 4:30. It's going to be pouring rain. Get on the TV, support your Panthers, or head down to Tampa and support them. There'll probably be some seats available. Tampa's not – they've kind of limped into the last few weeks. The Panthers really could have already sewed this up easily. Or not easily, but, with a couple of wins here and there. The New Orleans wins, I hope, don't come back to haunt them, but I'm afraid they will. Looking at the rest of the playoff picture in the NFL, some big games this weekend. You got the Seahawks and 49ers. That's for, I think, the number one seed in the NFC.
The winner of that's the
and the division,
seed.
of course. Yeah.
And the win division, yep.
Colts and Texans. Colts just, they really struggled after starting out 8-2. I think they were.
But you got to give some props to Phillip Rivers for coming back and at least trying to help them.
Oh yeah, and that last game, especially the game before last, man, they had tons of offense.
He's not the reason they lost.
No, their defense is killing them. Then it goes all the way through the NFL. The end of the week, the last game is on Sunday night. Sunday night game this year is the Ravens and Steelers.
Yep, that's
and
for
the black and
the
blue
last
matchup.
playoff spot in the AFC.
Yep, so it's the same thing basically as the Panthers.
Loser packs it up.
Yep, and done for the year. I'm trying to think what some of the other scenarios are. Mainly it's just positioning after that, but those are the two that are actually for the division. Games coming down to that. We talked about a lot of people saying the NFL is kind of scripted a little bit. Who would have thought the Steelers would lose to the Browns last week?
But who would have thought that we don't have to worry about the Kansas City Chiefs?
That's true. They wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Already eliminated. Chicago's pretty much wrapped up the NFC North. Green Bay will be second. Green Bay is already in the playoffs. I think most of the playoff teams are set. It's just those two divisions deciding they're basically win or in type thing.
Two games to decide who makes it, who doesn't.
All right, and have you got your This Day in Sports
I do.
history? Start us off while I'm loading mine back up there.
All right, in 1951, the Cleveland Browns officially joined the NFL after dominating the AAFC, instantly becoming one of the league's top franchises.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
Where have they gone now?
Well, I mean, they won a lot of championships before the Super Bowl era. Won several championships. All right, Hollywood, you want to get the next one?
Sure. 1954, the New York Yankees signed catcher Yogi Berra, solidifying the future Hall of Famer as the cornerstone of their dynasty.
I remember him, a lot of the famous Yogi-isms, the sayings. Yeah. That place is so crowded, nobody goes there anymore. Stuff like that. It's not over till it's over. Just sayings that have been ingrained in society. And Hollywood, you said you don't know a lot about baseball, but you know about Yogi Berra, the picnic basket.
Yeah, I know a little
and
bit.
Boo Boo. And,
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's different Yogi.
Yogi.
Different Yogi.
That's right.
All right, 1960, Wilt Chamberlain grabs an NBA record 55 rebounds in a single game, a mark that still stands today. 55 rebounds. And granted, he was like 7'1".
That means they missed a lot of shots.
Well, it's the NBA, man.
A lot of missed shots. Hey, in 1966, the Green Bay Packers defeat the Cleveland Browns in the NFL championship game, sending Coach Vince Lombardi to his first Super Bowl.
Which they won. A really cool thing, one of the best Christmas presents my son got this year that he's gotten in a long time, 4 championship rings for the Green Bay Packers, the 4 Super Bowl rings. They have these sets. They're stainless steel, but they look identical to the original rings. They even have the name of, like the first 2 have Star on the side. The middle one has Favre, and then the last one has Rodgers on the ring. They look identical to their Super Bowl rings.
Wow.
If anybody's interested, if you have a team that won the Super Bowl, like, you're a Dolphins fan or a Redskins fan, 49ers fan, that would make a great present. They come in this cool little replica box and everything, and their actual rings. It's so cool the way they did it. You did the one in 66, right?
Yep.
All right, I'll get 1967. The matchup for the Super Bowl one is set, and the reason it's different years is because it's right there together. Switch to the next year.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And, of course, the Packers won the first 2. They won another one, like we said, with Favre in the middle years and then with Rodgers in the last 10, 15 years. All right, you got 1971 there.
All right, 1971, NHL star Phil Esposito scores his 50th goal in just 51 games. Wow. That's an incredible pace for the era, of course. So there you go.
Hey, we need him with the Canes. Does he want to come out of retirement?
Bring him
maybe?
back. Well, how old is he? Can you think he still hang? You
Probably not. But the thing is, a lot of hockey guys play. Like, look at Ovechkin. At his age, playing at such a high level still.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you can still skate and be able to stand up there and take a shot, you can still play.
It is amazing in a little bit. Depending on the sport, it's different, right?
Yeah.
Like tennis, can't go as high. Can't go as.
It's hard to play when you're 45 in tennis.
A little bit different. Yeah.
Yep. 1977, Texas running back Earl Campbell announces he will leave school early for the NFL draft, paving the way for a dominant pro career.
And it was for a short period of time. They just overworked him.
Yep.
He was the workhorse for the Houston Oilers. He was the one that the tearaway jerseys were invented for. Because they couldn't tackle him, so they would grab onto his jersey. So they invented a jersey that basically would just tear away. He could put another one on, after the play. All right. In 1988, Wayne Gretzky reaches the 1,000 career NHL points in only 424 games. Obviously, the fastest in league history. And of course, points are not just goals. You get a point for an assist too in the stat column.
All right, 1994, San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Jerry Rice scores a touchdown in his 10th straight playoff game, setting an NFL record.
That joker could play, couldn't he? Niners fans, he's one of their legendary players, of course, legendary NFL player. I remember talking to Jeff Clark, who's Dwight Clark's, brother, and talking about Jeff was fortunate enough to be part of a lot of that run they had there, especially when, of course, when his brother was playing, and to be able to go to some of those games and meet Joe Montana, and that's just a cool time in his life. Of course, Jeff was a star pitcher down at UNCW, so he was a great athlete too. The genes in that family are pretty good athletically.
Real good.
All right, finish this up there, Robert.
2012, college football powers LSU Tigers and Alabama Crimson Tide are set to their highly anticipated BCS National Championship rematch.
Who won that one?
I think LSU, maybe.
I think so too. Yeah, I think it was the one they won with, the former coach there. Yeah, but LSU also won.
I think
with
it was
Burroughs,
Les Miles. It wasn't at Orgeron.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It wasn't the Burroughs championship though. That was a little later. Looking at some of the things else going on in the sports world, we have the Olympics coming up. Yep. You a big Olympics guy? Winter Olympics?
I'll watch a little bit of it. I like the Summer Olympics better.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe because of basketball?
Basketball, track and field.
I wonder why. Well, I guess they don't put basketball in the Winter Olympics because it's during the season.
The Winter Olympics is cool to watch, especially the bobsled. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, bobsled. I like the hockey competition.
Yeah,
of course.
hockey's good.
The downhill is pretty cool to me. And one that just you can't help but turn away is curling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool to watch what they're doing out there and how they get that thing to stop like they do.
Yeah, and then, the summer's got boxing, wrestling,
and basketball.
Basketball.
How did basketball get lumped in the summer? You think it's a winter sport?
Well, I guess they did it because all the basketball players play during the winter.
Yeah, and I guess with hockey, there's no way to rationalize it being in the summer, so they still stick it in the winter and just the NHL's just got to where they take a 3-week break now.
Didn't they just add flag football too?
Did they?
To the Olympics?
Really?
I believe so.
Oh, that's great.
What you got, Hollywood?
So I know a guy.
I know a guy.
So I know a guy. He's 80 and he does this curling thing, right? He's in really good shape, but he travels around and he goes to Canada and he's in some kind of league. And it's a big deal, like in circles, this curling, and it takes a lot of skill actually.
Yeah.
Like we make fun of it.
Is that really a sport though?
It really is.
Call it that.
It's like these bowling leagues. Like they're. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not maybe widely known, but there are people that do it, and it's actually a lot of skill that it takes to.
Oh yeah.
To
I mean, is cornhole an Olympic sport? It's about the same thing.
Robert.
I'm not sure. Have they added it?
No, I'm just saying.
That's next.
To me, cornhole is a sport over curling.
That's next.
Well, they have like archery, when they have the biathlon.
Well, they have
stuff
archery,
like that,
and they have fencing and
The rifling stuff.
rifle. They have all kinds of
that's
odd.
They
Olympic
have fencing
sports.
as an Olympic sport.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've done it before out in the yard where we put the wall up between us and I'm kidding.
As a kid, we
Different
used,
fencing.
we used sticks. Remember?
Yeah,
sticks?
they were your foils. Till somebody put an eye out or something. Let's look at the before we totally finish up here. The other sport going on, of course, college basketball.
Yeah,
I'm not a big NBA
basketball's
fan.
in full swing. Me and my buddy Gerald went and watched the finals of the Onslow County basketball Christmas tournament.
Yep.
Shout out the White Oak Vikings. They beat Northside.
Yep.
It was a really good game, 52-47 in the final game. And then the game before that went down to last-second shot. Southwest, your Stallions beat Swansboro.
I heard that. Wow.
By 3. Swansboro had the ball late and had a chance to tie it, and they missed a 3.
That's a good win for Southwest. Swansboro has been king of the hill for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, they had won 4 in a row, and I was talking to Brett McFarland, who's been on the show, the Swansboro coach. He had a couple guys hurt that's been out a little while. That hurt him a little bit.
During that game. Well, we're going to start just letting some of y'all know some of the stuff coming up in 2026. Probably the next 3 or 4 weeks or so, we're definitely going to be having a lot of the high school basketball coaches on.
Yeah, they're pretty much their non-conference is over, and they'll be starting conference play next week. And
yeah, I think start Monday or Tuesday. I think Tuesday because Monday's a work day.
Yeah. Yeah, they go back. The kids go back to school Tuesday.
Yeah, I know several teams in action Tuesday, so we'll start next week keeping up with that and let you know how the teams are doing. Let's switch over to the ACC basketball. You've got a couple teams or several teams that have already started playing non-conference. Actually, everybody has except they started playing conference. Everybody except SMU and Boston College have played a conference game. I'm looking for the Wolfpack. They won their first conference game.
Yeah, we did. We beat Wake Forest by 13 on New Year's Eve, and then we play Saturday at 11 o'clock against Virginia, who just lost in 3 overtimes to Virginia Tech. So
yeah.
I think the ACC basketball is a lot better than it was last year.
Oh, yeah.
Right now we're projected 8 teams in, so
I could see
really
that
good.
possibly being more because but the thing is, as good as the records are now, they're going to start beating up on each other.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a UNC fan, but man, they look really good.
Caleb Wilson looks really good.
I mean, he's legit. They got a 7-foot guy from Arizona that can shoot threes and has just had a great start. I mean, Duke, I thought they were going to be really good, and they're kind of struggling. They've got the Boozer kid, but that's about it. The other guys they got are really inconsistent. So until they get those guys going a little better, I think if I had to pick a regular season winner, I'm going to go with North Carolina or Louisville right now.
Yeah. Louisville's playing very well, too. Looking at the standings, right now you got several teams at 1-0. You got Carolina, Duke, Miami, Virginia Tech, Louisville, Clemson, State, and Notre Dame all won their first games. So they're all tied, technically for first. Looking at the overall win-loss record, Carolina's 12-1, Duke is 12-1, Miami's 12-2, Virginia Tech 12-2, Louisville 11-2, Clemson 11-3, State 10-4, Notre Dame 10-4, SMU 11-2, California 12-2, Virginia 12-2, and Stanford 11-3. The rest have less than double-digit wins. That's impressive, though. All those teams already with double-digit wins. And granted, some of them may not have played, the caliber schedules, but I know State's played a pretty good schedule.
Yeah, we did, but we're still trying to figure it out. We got so many new players. We only have one returner from last year with a coaching change. So, but that's all the teams. If you look at all the rosters, they're mainly different.
Every year now.
I mean, it's just it's the nature of college athletics right now. It's free agent. Everybody changes every year. You got a different team, and it makes it harder to get to know your team because they're there for 1 year and then they leave and they go somewhere else. So. Again, the transfer portal for football just opened today, so
it's going to be a circus.
It's going to be a busy 10 or 12 days because these guys that they want to they got to get them in there within the next 10 days because they have to be in place when classes start.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why they do it that way is to get it.
That's why it's really tough for those 4 teams that are still playing for the national championship.
Yeah,
they're game planning for that, and then they're trying to figure out. Well, who's coming back? Who's leaving? What holes do we need to fill in the transfer
portal? How far behind
portal?
are we going to be by not being able to?
Yeah, so they got to fix this calendar. I would like to see college football be done New Year's Day. Why not have the move everything up? Quit having these teams with 24 days off.
Yeah,
they don't play like that in the regular season. The only time they'll have a bye week, and so that's basically 2 weeks. So they shouldn't have no more than 2 weeks off.
So your proposal is have it done by New Year's Day
Yeah.
and have the transfer portal open
On January 2nd.
the day after.
That gives everybody an equal chance
Yeah.
to, get those guys. Because, again, they got to get there before their class starts for academic. Coach Sanders talked about that last week, that you're on a little bit of a time crunch. And, that's why there's players that's transferred 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Because
Just can't get that fit.
they don't have a lot of time to make a decision where they want to go after they decide that, hey, I'm not going to play here.
So sometimes they make the wrong decision.
They make the wrong decision, and then guess what? They're back in the transfer portal again next year. So it's a mess right now. We need some leadership in the NCAA.
They need it badly, but I think they're letting the university presidents and the universities, the big dog universities, call the shots.
I mean, my gosh, there's a guy that was drafted in the NBA.
Yeah,
31st
came
pick.
back.
He never signed a contract, so he is now playing at Baylor.
Is that always been that way?
I guess.
I mean, I've never.
don't really know.
This is the first one I've ever heard of coming back
Yeah.
to college basketball. Have you ever heard of one before?
This is the first one ever that's been actually drafted. I always thought the rule was they have a date when you have to declare whether you're going to stay.
and you're locked in no matter what.
Yeah, and if you go through the draft. Even if you don't get, because a lot of guys get bad information, they don't get drafted, they become a free agent, they go try out, they do just 4 or 5 summer league games, and then they get cut, and they ended up going overseas and playing professionally overseas. But
with football, it's a little
this is the
different,
first one that's ever been actually. He was 31st pick in the NBA draft, but never signed, never played a game, and they've checked into it, and he's eligible, and now he's at Baylor.
Going to come back and play a little more college ball.
Yeah, he's playing college after being drafted.
Well, I still have 4 years of college eligibility to play
okay.
college basketball.
Look, I think you need to go
I don't
to,
think that's gonna happen.
UNCW. Are they looking for some football guys? I don't know.
Nice. My daughter got that for me for Christmas. Thank you, Allie.
Yeah.
UNCW football cup, still undefeated.
Well, when I went to
Never
UNCW
lost.
back in the early 80s, we had a club football team.
Yeah, we did when I was there in the
They still have
late
club,
80s. Yeah,
I wonder
but
if they still have club football now.
I don't know if they still do or not. I haven't heard much about it.
Did you
But
play, Chris?
I did not.
Did you not play?
No.
Oh, man, I thought you'd been right up in there.
Played intramurals and all that stuff, softball and the football and intramurals, but not the club football team.
Okay.
Nope. But they're still undefeated in Division One.
Undefeated.
College football, never lost. So some big matchups coming up, in college basketball. They're starting to get that rolling. What else is going on before we head off to our cheeseburgers? Anything else you want to discuss?
Well, Tiger Woods just turned 50. I wonder if he's going to play any of
On
the
the senior
Champions
tour?
event. Yeah.
Champions? I
Yeah.
doubt it. I just don't see that
I
being
think
his
he
thing.
will. He might play in their majors,
Yeah.
He was always like the major tournaments but he's still hurt.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see him and his son play together in that that family tournament, 2-person tournament. That's always fun.
Man, it's the first year. We just turned the new year, but for long they've already be at the Masters and the PGA, then the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't get selected for Masters tickets.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this far in advance?
Oh, I mean, you have to apply in the summer.
When do you find out?
I think it's like August when you get an email saying.
Oh, so since August.
Oh, yeah, that I didn't get my tickets.
Well, that's
so
sad, man.
It is.
I'm telling you, want to go down there and be on the grounds crew so you can work it.
Yeah, I just want
You'd
to.
be one of them
I want
guys
to go
with
one time.
57 lawnmowers.
I mean, I've been to
Ready
the
to go.
Super Bowl before. I've been to NCAA basketball playoffs. I went to a national championship football game last year, and I've always wanted to go to Augusta and walk the hallowed grounds.
The hallowed grounds of Augusta
and go
National.
get one of those. Their food is super cheap there still.
I've heard about that. That for as high dollar a place as it is,
You still get a
hot dog for.
Yeah.
I saw the thing for like $20. You get hot dog, couple beers, like several things.
Oh yeah, it's super.
You go
super
to
cheap.
to any other event and you get 2 beers and you got $20.
And their tickets are
if
not
you're lucky.
not expensive either. If I'd have got selected in the lottery,
It's just a
tickets
matter
are
of getting selected.
This is like the 3rd year I've applied, and
It's like a throwback to the old days.
maybe one year I'll get selected. So.
Well, I hope so. And thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, I had a good time. I got a text from Ron Holtzford, a great Onslow County soccer coach,
yeah.
AD, and he was listening to the show today. Hey, Ron, Happy New Year.
Thank you for listening, Ron.
Still works at the City of Jacksonville Parks and Rec. He's 50 years there.
Still helps the Cardinals out a little bit too, don't he?
I don't know if he does or not.
I've seen him.
I see him at the football games.
Yeah.
You'll see him at sporting
He may
events.
just come and watch, but I've seen him at some of the events. Yeah.
But he's still doing his thing for the city of Jacksonville Parks and Rec. Over 50 years. That's pretty amazing.
Wow, that is. All right, we want to thank our sponsors once again for the new year before we head out. National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Fountain Management, Southern Touch Painting, All About Floors, Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, Express Printing, Onslow County Motor Company, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, Jones LP Gas there in Verona, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, and of course, special thanks to Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. And I think we're going to head out while I still have a little voice left.
Yep.
It's getting froggy. Hollering at my Hurricanes last night and then talking today. Hopefully it'll be better next week. And we'll let you know who the guest is next week. Probably going to start doing some high school basketball coaches. So we will see you next Friday on Sports Talk.
Freedom 97.